The E major scale has 7 notes: E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, and D sharp. This particular pattern goes 2 octaves from our open 6th string to the 2nd fret on our 4th string to the open 1st string. And we can play those 7 notes in any order. Here, we start on F sharp, and we're going to play the same 7 notes. We're just going to start on a different note. We could call this the F sharp Dorian mode, the 2nd mode of the E major scale, or we could call it the E major scale, and we're just going to start on F sharp. Let's go up to G sharp. So this pattern we're calling 4th position because our 1st finger is on the 4th fret, just like the previous one we called 2nd position because our 1st finger was on the 2nd fret. We're going to start on G sharp, and we're going to play all the notes of the E major scale. We could call this G sharp Phrygian mode, the 3rd mode of the E major scale, or you know what, we could just call it the E major scale. So the same position here, we've got our 1st finger on the 4th fret, that's 4th position, but we're going to start on A. That's with our 2nd finger, we're going to play this A note on the 5th fret. If we start on A and play all the notes of the E major scale, we could call that the A Lydian mode, the 4th mode of the E major scale, or we could just call this another position of the E major scale. Okay, here we are in 6th position. That means our 1st finger is on the 6th fret, but we're going to start with our 2nd finger on the 7th fret. If we start on B and play the notes of the E major scale, we could call that the B Mixolydian, the 5th mode of the E major scale, or we could just call it another position of the E major scale. Okay, lastly, we've got the C sharp minor scale. We could call this the C sharp Aeolian mode or the C sharp natural minor scale. If we start on C sharp and we play all the notes of the E major scale, this ends up being what's called the relative minor scale of E major. So this is a great pattern to know if you need to play in a minor key, which of course we as guitar players have to play in minor keys all the time. Or, you could think of this as just another E major scale pattern here in the 9th position, which means our 1st finger is on the 9th fret. So this has been all of the E major scale patterns in the entire neck, from the open position all the way up to the 9th position. If you get up here past the 12th fret, you're just going to repeat these patterns again. The E major scale is made with 7 notes: E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, and D sharp. The key of E has 4 sharps, which is why this E major scale contains 4 sharps: F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. All right, this has been a lesson from GuitarThinker.com. Be sure to take this quiz to lock in your knowledge and earn your badges and awards.